guys, so as you could probably tell from the title, I had a recent birthday, and birthdays for me mean more books. Unfortunately, we were in quarantine for my birthday, but that is okay. I got a lot of books that I am so excited to show you guys today, so I thought it'd be fun to do a little haul of the books that I got for my birthday, and so I will go ahead and jump on in to that. So I'll go ahead and start with the books that I unfortunately don't have with me, and that is the box set for A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. So I've heard so many great things about this, and I have embarrassingly enough never read a Sarah J Maas book, and so I definitely wanted to get to it. And this is one that I was so excited about because so many different booktubers have talked about just how great this series is, and I've always wanted to get to a Sarah J Maas book, but Throne of Glass is just so long. I didn't know if I wanted to commit to that just yet, and so I decided to go ahead and to commit to this one. So I don't know too much about this. I know that it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but some people have said that it's not really, so who knows. I'm kind of going into it blind. I have tried to avoid spoilers for so long, so I am definitely excited to get to this one and to see what all of the hype is around this, and finally be able to watch videos where people talk about these, because they're so hyped up, and so I'm very excited to get to it and to experience my first Sarah J Maas book. So the next book that I have is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. So this is another one that I got because I had heard so many great things about it. I'm not sure it would have been so high up on my TBR if I hadn't heard just rave reviews about it, but this follows a girl whose mother's dying wish was for her to get to know her father, because her father hasn't really been in her life, and he happens to live in Tuscany, so she goes to Tuscany to get to know her dad, and she actually finds a journal of her mother's adventures in Tuscany, and so she's reading about her mother's time there while she's experiencing some of the same things, and it just sounds so cute, and I am really excited to get to it. Like I said, I've heard so many great things, so it's one I've definitely pushed up on the TBR, so I'm hoping to get to it soon. The next book is another book in a series that I am excited to get to, and that is The Wicked King by Holly Black. So I actually have not read The Cruel Prince. It's still right there on my TBR shelf, but I have heard that the ending of The Cruel Prince is so good, and it's a series that I do want to read the entirety of, and so I went ahead and just asked for this even though I had not read the first book. So it's another series that I'm committing myself to, but that's okay because I am trying to read more fantasy and branch out into the different genres that I don't read too much of. So I, again, don't know too much about this. It's another one that I've tried really hard to avoid spoilers to, and so I'm kind of going into this one blind too, but I'm excited to do that. I feel like, especially with fantasy, it's fun to experience the world and to learn the story with blind eyes to it, and so I'm excited to get to this one as well. It is on my TBR, so I'm hoping that I finally get to The Cruel Prince and then I can jump into The Wicked King. Next up, I got The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. So this is actually one that I was just so excited to get to, and I actually already read it just last week because when it came in I was just so excited. So I do know a little bit about this, but I won't go too into it because it will be in my April wrap-up, but I will give a little synopsis. So this follows Lucy and Josh, and they work at the same publishing company, and they do not like each other. They constantly try to get under each other's skin, and then there is actually a promotion that opens up at this company that they are both up for, and so it adds a little more tension, and it is a hate to love story, and I was just so excited to go into this. I will say I really liked it, so it is one that I'd recommend if you are on the fence of getting it, but like I said, I will go into more details about this one in my wrap up. But yeah, it was so cute. I love it. Next my list, I have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. So this follows a girl who's trying to get to the bottom of a murder that happened, and I believe someone was wrongly accused, so she's trying to figure out what actually happened. And I think while she's doing that, some weird things start happening to her, and I have heard that this is a mystery, a little bit of thriller, and that just sounded so interesting to me. So this is one that I picked up, and I'm excited to get to it. I've heard so many great things about it, and yeah, there's not much to say. I feel like I'm like very briefly going over these, but since I haven't read some of them, there's not much I can say. And so this is one that I'm excited to get to, and yeah, I'm excited to see what all the hype is with this one. So the next book that I got was Redemption Prep by Samuel Miller. So Sam Miller is kind of an auto-buy author for me. I used to really like his band Paradise Fears back when I was in high school going into college, and I used to go to a lot of their concerts and I met them a few times, so I can insert some pictures of me with the author. So we just go way back, but I was excited. He also wrote a book last year called A Light Too Bright, and I did enjoy that one, and so I was excited to read this to support the author. And so this, I know, takes place at a boarding school, and I believe someone goes missing, and so there's just a whole mystery boarding school thing going on here. It sounded so interesting. It was very different from the first book, and so I was excited to see how this one was, and so it is one I asked for, but like I said, the author's kind of an auto-buy one for me, so I'm excited to see how I like this one. The next book I had talked about in my last video, which was books I've read because of BookTube, and that is Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. So I had already read this, and I had gotten it from my local library, and I loved it so much that I needed it on my bookshelf, and so I did ask for it for my birthday, and I'm so excited to have the physical copy, and I'm excited to reread it. And this follows a girl who is pretty down on her luck. She lost her job, her boyfriend broke up with her, so she sees an ad in the paper for an apartment sitter, and it's at this beautiful apartment called the Bartholomew, and she obviously wants to live in this nice place and get paid for it. They're offering this crazy amount of money, and when she interviews and eventually gets the job, she finds out that there's some very weird rules happening at this place. She can't leave, she can't have people stay the night. It's just very weird, but she needs the money, and so she stays there, and it's just a spooky, thrilling ride, and I just loved it. I really want to reread it around Halloween, which is when I read it for the first time, and so this is one I highly recommend, obviously, but yeah, I'm excited to get to it again. The last book that I have to get to is another one that I have already read. I got it from my library, needed it on my shelf again. It's become a habit around here, but that is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So this follows the fictional actress Evelyn Hugo, and she was a huge actress in the 50s and 60s, and she was known for just being beautiful and being in so many famous films, and she is finally opening up about another thing she was famous for, which is having 7 husbands, hence the title. So she seeks out a journalist named Monique Grant, and she will only talk to her, and no one really knows why, and so that is a little bit of a mystery in this book. But yeah, I just adore this book. I love hearing about each of the husbands, and I love hearing Evelyn's story. It just all feels so real, and so this is definitely one I knew that I needed on my shelf because I read it last September, I want to say, and it's just one that I constantly think about, and so I was so excited to reread it, and so that's what I'm doing. And so yeah, I can't say enough good things about this. Pick it up. Those were all of the books that I got for my birthday. I am thankful for everyone who got me all of those. It was so nice. And definitely let me know if there are books that you think I need to push up on my TBR and get to immediately, because I just keep adding to my TBR and I never get to the books that I need to. So let me know if there are ones that you think I need to push up on my list. So thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you did, and subscribe if you'd like to see more bookish content from me. Also, I put all of my social medias and everything in the description box, so if you would like to be friends, follow me, add me, and we can talk all things books together. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!